We don't want her to pass out, so she's eating.
Probably should have considered doing that before
Might have
11
been a
o'clock.
good idea. Well, good morning, everybody. She's got her mouth full, so
I'm
I'll say
sorry.
good morning, everybody.
Okay, I can hear me, so I'm good. Phone away. Am
I don't see any comments yet. Is anybody here?
Not yet. It's like 11 and
Oh,
10 seconds.
There's Diana.
Diana's always
And
first.
Terry.
Who's the first one? Terry
And
Sears?
Judy. No. Judy.
Diana's always first. Where's
And
Sue Smith?
Cheryl, Donna Lynn. I don't know.
Good morning. I'll give you guys a
Nancy.
couple seconds, minutes.
Pam. Linda. Roxanne. I'll keep talking until she's ready. Sue Smith. Gloria. Darlene. Good morning, everybody.
It's just chewing,
Jess is still
drinking.
chewing.
I'm drinking.
I feel bad.
Shelley.
'Cause he left. I don't know if he just doesn't want to listen to our video or if he thinks he's in the way. He's not.
Oh,
So,
no, he's not in the way.
We're crossing.
He's gone.
We're crossing companies as
Yeah.
usual. Would you just see if he's standing in the hallway and
Yeah.
tell him he doesn't have to stand in the hallway? So I just don't. He doesn't have to listen to us talk about bags unless he wants to, and I think that it's very interesting.
Jess's husband's waiting room is right here, so
Yeah.
that's what she's talking about.
Yes,
Anybody's
sorry.
wondering.
There's if you've been here, you know there's my section and then the desk, and he must have gone
And a
outside.
couch.
Okay, that's all right. We had a customer and he probably doesn't want to talk about bags, and that's totally fine. I understand. We actually just had a very long conversation about what I do, so he's probably sick of us already.
Probably.
But anyway, it's 11:02, and that seems to be our starting point. So good morning. Let's see. It is December 4th. I always write down the date. I have no idea why, but I always write it down. It's December 4th. Did anyone else It's
Time
December.
flies. I can't believe it's December already.
Yeah. Didn't we just say last week? Wow, Thanksgiving is over.
Yeah.
It's December
And 3
4th.
weeks till Christmas.
I'm excited about that, but I'm also not, because that just means then it's over. Christmas is
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
Thanksgiving dinner.
there's
You
a
work and
letdown.
work and work, and then
Yeah.
it's done. So, and I'm also not ready for Christmas because I still have things to make, and that's okay. I know you guys probably do too. Tell me you are not prepared 100%. That'll just make me feel bad. So,
Nobody's admitted to it
no.
yet.
It's okay. I know. I see you. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome. We have 527 YouTube followers, so that's exciting. So thank you. Don't forget to like and follow so you get all of your updates. You may share if you like to. Our group has 627 members. I just realized this morning, I have no idea when we started doing the like, I feel like I'm doing the minutes at a board meeting. I'm like, and the group has 627 members. It's just become part of our Friday routine, and it is what it is. So I hope you don't mind. Don't forget, if you invite anybody to join the group, or if you are watching the video and want to join the group later, you do have to answer 3 very simple questions because I said so. So don't forget to do that, because it's just the way that it is. As our group branches out to people that we don't know, I need to protect it. It's my little baby. I need to make sure that it's a safe space for everybody. Speaking of the group, I believe as of this point that all of the holiday swaps have been received. If for some reason you have not received yours and you don't know what's going on, please send me an email. We don't have to talk about it in the comments. Send me an email. I went through this morning and I'm pretty sure that everyone has gotten theirs. There may be 1 or 2 that I might have missed. If you didn't post a picture, please do, because we're all nosy and we all want to see. And it's also my way of checking in to make sure. I got my swap, and I know my swap partner got hers, and Barb got hers.
Yep.
Marlene
And
didn't
my
want to
swap
participate. Maybe we'll sway her for next year. Who knows? I have noticed that there's been a lot of chatter of, oh, I can't wait to join next year, and I'm going to join next year. I didn't even say if I was doing it again, and you guys are already planning for next year. So that makes me excited.
I think we should.
Yes, I'm not going to participate next year. I'm just going to be the host because I didn't realize the immense pressure I put on people. Sorry, Krista. was just looking at it as making and getting gifts, and who doesn't want to get a gift? I didn't think I made anybody feel pressured, so I apologize. But don't worry, if you want to join next year, I'm out. I don't know if Barb and Marlene are joining. That's up to them. So let's see here.
I probably will.
I mean, why not? It was fun. Wasn't it fun?
It was fun.
And I am super jealous of all of the things that everybody got, and I'm so proud of you guys. Like, that was, I don't know about you, but I made sure that was the best work I have ever done in my life. I think I said that to my husband, because he said, did you get your swap done? And I said, honey, I have never concentrated that hard on top stitching. I wanted perfection. So, you know, I think it helped us step up our game a little bit.
Everybody went over the top.
Making things for people that maybe were outside of our comfort zone, you know, and just really working on our skills. So I think it was a great thing, and we're definitely going to do it again.
And you are the queen bag maker, according to Terry.
Listen, I'm just going to say this. Just because I write the patterns doesn't mean that I am the best sewer in the world. I do the best that I can, and I have off days too. And there are days that I look at my stitching and I'm like, were you drinking? That's not good. But, you know, I took my time and I did the best I could, and I think my swap partner was happy. So that's all. Is Sue Smith on? Mm-hmm. Okay, Sue, congratulations to Sue Smith. You were the big winner of the pop-up sale with a total, are you ready, of 28 zippers. 28 by Annie zippers. I am not even including anything else, but all I am going to say, and yes, I'm calling her out because I know her personally and she won't mind. I don't do this to people I don't know, but I know Sue and I've known her for a long time. I had to get you your own basket, because you were spot on with getting stuff. I don't know, you were having a day and you made the most of it. You had your own basket. Some people had a bag, some upgraded to a box. Sue had a basket. So 28 zippers. I was like, man, she is on fire today. So congrats, Sue. You won. Tell your husband, he'll be really proud, I'm sure.
She's already used two, she said.
See? Good. And you guys helped me clear out a ton of stuff, which is awesome, but there's still a ton of stuff left, so we will plan another one. Pop-up sales exhaust me. I was here in this office until after 5 o'clock that day, and I start work at 7 a.m., so it was a very long day, and we ordered takeout because I wasn't going home to cook. I went home and put my jammies on.
Sue wants to know if you have any left.
I do. Not all the zippers went, so we'll see how that goes. Let's see. What else? I'm not even in a good order here. I'm just all over the place. So, well, don't forget, because the holidays are coming, to get some gift cards. Have your loved ones buy you a gift card so you can get presents for later. I'm sure I'm getting a gift card from somewhere, from someone for Christmas, because there's always a gift card somewhere. Let's see. Before we get into new stuff, a quick technology question, not a technology minute. Do you guys want me to do one of those quick little 1-minute videos on how to upload pictures in the group? I know a couple of you still aren't 100% sure how to do it, or maybe you want a little refresher. If you want that on how to upload with a picture, just leave it in the comments and I can do a quick little video as I choke myself. Hold on.
Somebody did, this is funny, Katie. This is a true diehard.
Yes,
she was
Katie.
in the car during the pop-up, and you were through the Bluetooth, and she had to have her husband post on her behalf.
Katie.
That's dedication.
Okay, so Sue won the most zippers. Katie wins the biggest diehard fan. Thank you, Katie. That's commitment.
Yeah.
Oh, and let me also tell you, after I spent the entire day with you guys and with your orders and doing all of that stuff, I went home, ordered takeout, put on my jammies, and I watched my friend do a pop-up sale. And that was almost 2 hours that she did her pop-up sale. And I don't even know what I got. I'm like, I looked through the invoice, I paid it. I have no idea. It's all Christmas related. So there will be a lot more Christmas stuff coming to my living room soon. Sorry, Eric. Actually, that brings me to something I wanted to share with you. So you guys saw the pictures that I posted last Saturday. I put up my tree and I decorated and I got all ready. And I ran out of room. And now I have more Christmas decorations coming because, as somebody said, you can never have too many, and I agree. So I had a little tip for you guys in case you want it. It's not bag related, it's decorating related. If you put up an artificial tree, like I do, because I'm lazy, and you find that it's not very full because you're looking at it and you see that wire in the middle. You know, at least with a real tree, you get some bark. You see that ugly wire in the middle and the tree isn't looking full. Here is a tip for you. Get garland. Any green garland, it can be the cheapest garbage garland, any of it. Shove it in the middle of your tree and just keep shoving it in, and it will fill in, and your tree will look big and fluffy and full, and nobody will know what's behind there because once your ornaments and lights are on, nobody knows. So that's a little tip for you. So, let's see here. Well, all right, well, let's get into new stuff, because why not? So, we got in, well, this is on top, so I'm going to start here. We just got in 4 more bolts of Decoville. I am stocking up on everything that I can just to make sure that whatever happens in the future that we are covered. So if you are looking for Decoville or Decor Bond or fleece, we have many bolts of it. So a lot of this just came in. Just wanted to remind you guys that we do have that. Mm-hmm. We also got in some new Essex linens. So the olive, which I think is my favorite, I use it with everything. It's the one that's inside of this Harper bag. It's that one right there, that light pretty green. That one is restocked. It was out of stock for a while. We got in Malibu. Barb loves this one.
I love that one.
It's, the backing of it is kind of like a deep royal, between a royal and a navy. So it's got little flecks of that, and then like a really pretty tealy aqua color. Just, it's gorgeous. I wanted something a little bit brighter because a lot of the ones we have are neutral. I also ordered berry, which I love.
It's pretty.
That's pretty.
To me, it's not a berry. Berry should be darker, but it's like a pretty rosy pink.
Yeah.
I love that one. And then we also, I think it's called leather. Yes, leather, which is kind of a yellowy beige color.
Yeah.
I ordered these all to go with the new canvases that we got in a couple weeks ago.
Ooh, that looks pretty.
The strawberry fields, and they all look really nice. The
they
leather
do.
and the berry
Yeah.
look great with this. This one's not a great match, the Malibu, but it does go with a lot of other stuff. I worked it with one of the other canvases, but I'm trying to get some good linings so that if you don't want to go super bold and crazy for the lining of your bag, you have some more, you know, simple fabrics to choose from. So we got all those. Those are on the website. And then we also got, I'm trying not to shake the camera. Okay.
Good job.
I did it before, and it was like an earthquake was going on. We also got Tula Pink True Colors. This is the mineral. I love this print.
I do.
I don't know what it is about it. I just love it. So this is amber. Yes. Mineral in amber. We also got mineral in opal, which is a really pretty pinky purple. I think this is probably up on our list, Marlene.
Yep.
Yes, we are the purple people. Thank you. And we also got Hexie in Peach Blossom. So I just wanted to get a couple more of the true colors. And we also, I guess this is a true color. Yeah.
It
the
is.
Fairy
Fairy
Frost Dust.
Fairy dust.
Fairy Dust in cotton candy. Barb knows what it's called
I
because she
love
loves it. Her and her daughter-in-law love yards and yards and yards of it. So what this brings me to is just a quick little update for you guys. If you watched, sorry, let me do this. Okay. If you watched the log cabin video yesterday, or if you were just curious, New York is not currently in a shutdown. We are still good to go, but unfortunately, with everything that's going on, we have noticed that we are having some issues getting some stuff in. So like the interfacing that I just ordered, that I ordered probably a month ago. The True Colors that I ordered, I'm gonna say was summertime. I'm pretty sure like July or August. That's how long those took to come in. I am out of a couple of colors of Aurifil. We ordered those. I just spoke to my distributor this morning. She said she's having a hard time now. Things are kind of up and down. Sometimes they ship quickly, sometimes they don't. So if we are out of something, we're getting it as quick as we can. Just have some patience. I think with everybody opening back up like over the summer, and then everybody kind of starting to stock up, and all of us at home sewing, I think supplies were high, and now we're kind of depleting that, and we're waiting for new ones. One of the fabric vendors told my local shop that it's a ripple effect. They're not shipping as quickly because they're not getting it sent to them as quickly because the mills overseas aren't getting it as quick. Everybody is being affected by what's going on. So we're doing the best we can. That's why we're trying to stock up, and that's why it's a surprise when things come in. I went yesterday and had 6 bolts of interfacing waiting for me. I was like, oh, surprise. I had no idea. So we're doing everything we can. If you do see anything on the website that says out of stock, do not order, I leave it on there because it means that we're gonna get it again, but please don't order it. I don't like to hold orders. I know in that moment you're like, well, if I order it, you can ship it when it comes in. I don't like to do that. We only do it like if we have a pre-order like we did with the ribbon. If you're ordering stuff, it's more stuff for us to keep track of, and I don't want you to ever feel like we forgot you, and sometimes we forget things. So if it says out of stock, just hang in there, and as soon as it's in, you'll be the first to know. So that was there. A couple more weeks, and my new pattern will be out. Remember, that was the one that Janome was using, so that will be out soon, and I'm working on another one. I got all the photographs taken yesterday and finished up, and I'm gonna work on a video this weekend, and that one, I don't know if it's gonna come out first or at the same time, but I have 2 patterns coming for you, hopefully very, very soon for the other one. And I gave you a sneak peek of the Janome one. I'm not giving you a sneak peek of the other one.
I was just gonna ask.
Barb
that
wants to
question.
see it, and I won't let her see
I
it.
know.
But it's a good one. I'm really excited about it. So that's that, and a question, and then another question, and then we're gonna get into today's tips and demos. I have obviously, like all of you, been home a lot and been cooking a lot, and I've said this. I know. Pause for reaction here. I don't cook. I don't like to cook. I'm not good at cooking. Okay? Neither does Barb. So she's making faces at me, but I know she also doesn't cook. So just a question. We don't have to. If we do this, I don't want to put it in the comments. Are you guys interested in like a recipe swap and just kind of like some quick and easy things? Because I'm running out of ideas.
Yes.
Very, very fast. Marlene already said yes. I got this recipe actually from my sister, my 21-year-old college student sister. And it was delicious, and it was super quick and easy for this sausage and biscuit recipe. It was so good. But, you know, things like that. Do you guys, if you're interested, let me know, and we'll start like a separate thread where we can share some things, because I am so bored. I'm bored. We eat the same thing every week. I want some new ideas. I like easy. I like crock pots. I am not a chef. So it has to be simple.
Shayna would love it.
Shayna would love it.
Shayna would love it.
What was that?
Get an Instant Pot.
Well, do you guys have an Instapot?
Yes.
You have
I
one?
have one. Or Shayna has one.
Well, you live together. I feel like it's combined. Like Eric and I
No,
have
I
an
don't know
air
how to use
fryer,
it.
but he doesn't know how to use it. So, you know. So if you guys are interested, if that's something we want to do, because I feel like we're going to be cooking for a little while longer. Okay,
Yeah,
now.
Yes.
Okay. Now I have to ask you a very controversial question. It's going to get deep in here. You guys are going to weigh in on this, I know. But I need to know, when you put up your Christmas tree, are you team artificial or official? Real. Do you like real? Well, listen, if it's artificial, it must be official.
Artificial.
Okay. Marlene's artificial. No,
Mine's
she
gonna
isn't
be-
artificial. Team artificial. We're on the same team. You want a real tree.
Mine's going to be real, but my son won't let us go until it snows. It better snow quick.
Missed it
I
the
hate
other
to
day.
tell you this, but I just got a weather update on my phone that said we're in for a nor'easter. And if you're not from
Oh,
up
so
here,
maybe-
what that means is garbage snow is coming, and a lot of it. But
Well, maybe
whatever.
we'll get a tree this
It's
weekend.
December. I guess we're due for it. I mean, really, it's been in the 40s. I
Last year
really
we
can't
had snow
complain.
at this time.
Last
We
year
did.
we had a lot of snow at this time. So I just want to know. I put up an artificial tree because I'm lazy and because no one in my house remembers to water it. And I do not like pine needles all over the floor. And I got myself a new tree this year, which always looks fuller in the pictures than it was when I got it, which is why I fluffed it, but it looked good. And I just want to know, I want to know where you stand. I'm curious. And
I'm
some
in the
of you,
minority,
I got a new
think.
tree this year too.
mine has little pine cones and berries mixed on it too. Not a lot, but just a little. And I was like, ooh, this is so pretty. And it looked big and fluffy and full. It was not, but it's still a really good tree.
There's few of us that are in the minority, apparently.
Listen, I'm not picking on anybody that wants a real tree, but we don't water it. We assume the other one did, no one does, and then by January there are pine needles everywhere, and getting the tree out just makes a bigger mess, and I can't be bothered. And I told you guys that we haven't had a tree up in a long time. My little one that passed away, my little puppy that we lost in October, He is part of the problem because he used to pee on the tree. Because he was a bad dog. I loved him, but he was a bad dog. And the other,
drink the water out of it.
I've heard a lot of people have that issue with the water with cats and dogs. Yeah, we had a peeing issue, and then Frank used to eat the ornaments. The girls have never seen a tree, and they've been good. They sniff it and they look at it, but it's not interesting. So that's all.
Roscoe eats the lights occasionally.
Oh no. Does he not know about electrocution?
But he's very short, so we put the lights up a little higher.
We used to have to wrap our tree in a sheet and pin it to the wall so that Frank couldn't get underneath it, because by the end of the season, all the ornaments on the lower 2 feet of the tree were gone because he would pluck them off. So, okay. Let's see, where should we start? Well, I'm asking myself. Let's start with something that I have gotten several emails about, and somebody actually just posted about it this morning in the group. I don't know if she's watching or not. Just a real quick, putting cork on the outside of a diva wallet. I wanted to just kind of address that really quick because I don't know what it is. Things come in waves, and I've gotten tons and tons of emails in the last 2 weeks about it. So when it comes to the mini diva, yes, you can put cork on it, but remember this wallet, because it has all the stuff inside and it also has that pocket outside, this wallet on its own in fabric gets thick. Adding cork makes it extra thick. To get it into the frame, you're really going to want to sew that edge nice and close and do it a few times. I've had some people who have pounded the edges with a hammer. I have not done that. Some people that really need to trim that seam allowance, sometimes I'll trim the corners. This one can be a little challenging, so if it's your first mini diva, I would say don't put cork on it. Wait until you've gotten a few under your belt and understand how thick the wallet is. You can put it on there though. And on the divas, these are some of the kits that are on our website. So I realized I talked about these in a video, but I didn't put a big explanation on the website on the kits themselves. If you want to do your diva with cork, your inside is going to look exactly the same. This doesn't change. Interfacing, fabric, zippers, everything inside is exactly the way the pattern says. The only thing you're going to do differently with this piece right here, you're going to cut it the same size. So it's the first piece in the instructions. It's the body. It's the 8.5 by 9. Cut it the same. Don't interface it. That's the only thing. You don't need interfacing on a small project like this. If you do, it's not going to hurt it, but you don't need it. And you still sew it in the seams. So you are not going to make any different changes. You're just going to use it like fabric, but you can skip the interfacing. The diva is not as thick as the mini diva, so adding this piece of cork is not going to hurt anything. This little strip that comes in the kits in the different colors, you can cut that to whatever size you want. Ours are 3 inches. You can cut it narrower if you want. I almost said wider. You can't make 3 inches wider. I'm getting there. You cannot make it bigger because that's not math, but you can trim it smaller if you want. You can put it off center if you want. And this is raw edge. So this, I just find the center, stick it on, and sew the edges. This one I did 1/8 and 1/4. These two, or no, just this one. I forgot what samples I bought. This one I used a decorative stitch, and I also stitched the 1/8 of an inch. All those decorative stitches on our machines. This one I did a double stitch, just 1/8 and I don't know, not quite 1/4, 1/8 and a hair. So you can do whatever you want. You can add ribbon, you can add embroidery, you can jazz it up however you want to. But that piece is raw edge and just stuck on top, wherever you want it. Center, off center. This one's fabric and I just put it off center, and this one's probably 1 inch. It's about 1 1/4 inches wide. So it's totally up to you how you want it to look. So I just wanted to kind of address that quick. I did answer the question in the group, and a couple of other ladies jumped on and showed their projects and what they did. Somebody posted a beautiful royal blue with the light blue. It looked like the pearl blue, a little strip on the side. It was absolutely stunning, but I know sometimes it's hard to find answers with all those posts. So I wanted to just talk about that really quick.
Good use for all your scrap work.
Awesome use for scrap. And since we mentioned it, well, since I mentioned it, embroidery. I did post a little video yesterday, and that's going to be for the project that we will get to at the end for today. I have another free project for you guys. When it comes to embroidery on cork, I have a couple of quick tips. A couple of you have mentioned, and you've emailed me and you've messaged me and asked me about doing embroidery on cork with your machine. I am not an expert by any means. I have only been embroidering for a couple of years now, but I can just tell you some of the things that I've learned from it. I just use the pre-programmed designs that are in my machine. I have bought some as well. Actually, Barb or Marlene, could you hand me that Prima Diva right there? This one I actually purchased. This was a Tula Pink design. So that's embroidered on my machine, right on the cork.
Pretty.
Isn't it pretty?
It is.
And do you see how dense it is? It is totally fine to stitch densely, to embroider densely on our cork. Again, I don't speak for other people's cork because you guys know there's different grades. We carry the right thickness that this will work. The only thing I will tell you is if you want to go super dense, don't go too small. The smaller you get when it's dense, the more likely you are to tear the cork. So keep it big if you want to do a dense design, or if you want to, spread it out a little bit, that's fine. Don't go too small, or pick something that's a little bit more open. That's the only limitation with the cork. I found that out the hard way. I had another design that I scaled down because I thought it was going to be too big for what I was working on as a newbie to embroidering on cork. It was fine until about the third or fourth color, and it started to rip the cork. There were little flowers on a bigger design, and they started to tear through, so it was a wasted cork, but now I can tell you. So dense is fine as long as it's big. And as far as the stabilizer, I don't have enough experience to tell you with the different brands, but I can tell you the one that I have found that I really like, and I have a stock of it. It's by Floriani. It's called Perfect Stick, and it's a self-adhesive stabilizer. So on one side is the stabilizer, on the other it's adhesive, and it has paper on it. So you hoop it and peel the paper off, and you stick your cork on there, and it stays really nicely. You just, press it down firmly. It doesn't shift as long as you, give it a good press on there. And I just use my hands and kind of smooth it. I don't personally like to spray-based. I don't own spray-based. And a lot of people say, hoop the stabilizer and spray-base the cork. That works, but for me personally, I just don't like to do that. It's an extra step. I have the stabilizer I like, and I don't like spray-based around. I end up sneezing, and it just gets everywhere. Dogs get stuck to floors. It's not good. So,
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you remember how long it took to stitch out that design?
I do not.
I know it's not related to.
No, I don't know. That actually brings me to another point. And this might just be me being a big old chicken. When it comes to embroidery, my Janome has the speed button. I turn it way down so it takes me longer to embroider stuff because it makes me feel a little bit better that if something goes wrong, it's not happening at high speed. And I don't mind that it takes a little bit longer. I was embroidering something yesterday, and then I started to sew, and I was like, what's wrong with my machine? It's so slow. I forgot to turn the speed back up. So when it sews, it goes...
Oh my God.
But when it embroiders, it's still at a good pace. So something like this probably took me a few hours. I don't know exactly how long. The design that I did for today's project probably took me a half an hour, and it's not a super dense design. So that's really all that I have to tell you about the embroidery. I do use Aurifil thread like I use on everything else. Yesterday I used 40 weight, I think, on the top. I grabbed whatever colors I wanted. I used either 50 or 40 weight. I like the matte look of it. I am not a fan, as we talked during the thread video, I don't like shiny thread, and a lot of embroidery uses polyester, and I think that's why I avoided it for so long, because I didn't want shiny. I don't know, it just doesn't make me happy. So when I got the embroidery machine, I was like, well, let's see how this looks. Let me test out the machine, and I loved it. I loved that look. So that's about it. I don't have a lot of other tips for you. If you want to see my machine and you want me to give you a demo in a video, I'm happy to do so. It will be more my experiences than it will be a full tutorial of learning how to embroider, and every machine is different. So I'm throwing it out there. I know some of you have way more experience in embroidery than I do, and somebody today just commented either on Instagram or Facebook and said, I bought an embroidery machine at the beginning of the pandemic, but I still don't know how to use it, and I'd love to do this. And Barb has one, so maybe we'll do that, just for fun.
Teach me how to use it.
Every machine's a little bit different, but why not? Okay, one more thing before we get to today's project. I was going to say today's video. That's where we are right
Yeah.
now. I don't know what's happening. I've also been getting a lot of questions lately and a lot of emails about the handmade tags. These little guys right here. And I put these on everything. You guys see them on everything. So I wanted to just kind of give you a real quick tutorial. I said to Barb earlier, I skip these all the time when we do our hardware tutorials because to me they're kind of brainless. You put it on if you want it. You don't have to use it. You know, it's kind of a personal preference. So I just thought we would talk really quick if anybody had any questions on them. So I grabbed a couple of bags. I would say probably for the most part, I tend to put them in the middle, in between the handles. That is probably where the majority of them are, just like on this Harper. But sometimes, depending on the style, I almost just lost you guys. Depending on the style of bag, sometimes I'll put them kind of down, off center. There's no particular reason. It's just that's where I liked it. I could have put it up
You
here.
just get crazy.
I got crazy.
And creative.
So, but that's where I decided to put it, and I do that sometimes too. So it kind of depends where you want to put the handmade tag. So the best tips that I can give you for that, I try to do mine after my front is done. If I wait until the outside of the bag is done, a lot of times I forget and then the prongs are sticking through into the lining, which for samples, that's fine. If I'm giving it to someone or using it, I don't want to get caught on the prongs and I don't want anyone to see that. So I try to finish the front of my bag and, you know, mental note, grab a handmade tag and put it on. And when I put it on, I just kind of eyeball where I want it. You know, if I'm centering it, I'll mark the center. If I'm putting it off to the side, I'll just kind of, you know, see where I want it to sit. I use the washer that comes with it. And remember, these come in a 2-pack, so you get 2 of these and 2 washers for $3. And I don't know about you, but I want everyone to know that I made my bag. Even though I don't sell them, I want them to know that I made it. It just makes me happy. And I take my washer, and you're gonna use one little slit in on each side. So not the ends, but the second one over. And I just mark it with a pen or a pencil or whatever is handy. Sometimes it's a Sharpie. It doesn't matter. And I cut that. You can use your little tiny scissors or you can use a seam ripper, which I don't have with me right now. If I use a seam ripper, I kind of put it in and back out and then I pop it. It's easier than trying to go straight across and accidentally cut too far into your bag. And then you're just gonna put this through from the front. And on the back, there's your prong. I just fold the little prongs right over on top of the washer, and that's it. These are not weight bearing. You're just putting these on as a decoration, so it doesn't matter what's behind it. It doesn't matter if it has fleece behind it. You know, we talked about with some of the hardware for the handles, you want glue or you want to put extra padding. It doesn't matter on the handmade tags at all. You just put it wherever you want it, on a piece of cork, through your fabric and interfacing. And then once it's on there, sometimes, and it depends, if I'm using the bag or if I'm giving it to my mom, who can be a little bit rough on her bags, I will use some of the Gutermann and I'll put a little glue on these edges right here outside of the prongs just to make sure it stays really flat on the bag. Again, it's optional. It doesn't matter. If it's a sample, I'm not going to do that because they're not going anywhere and they're pretty sturdy. Do you guys put them on your bags? They shouldn't be going anywhere. Do you put them on your bags?
Only on the one that,
Which
one we did, Lucy?
Yeah,
On your
I did
Lucy?
that. I forgot to put it on the last couple I made. Shame on me.
You can put them on the wallets too. You can put them right down here on your wallet. You can put it off to the side. You can put it on any of the projects that you make. Me, I just like to put them on everything because it just. You can put it on here. I didn't make this though, but it's just a little thing. It just makes me happy, and I'm proud that I made stuff, so I want to show everybody. So that is that for the handmade tags. And now I'm just gonna move these carefully without the camera going flying. I'm gonna show you today's quick little project. So I have given you guys a few of my favorite little quick projects because I know it's getting to that time where you forgot somebody and you got to make something quick, or you have cork scraps, or you just want to make more things. A lot of people have been posting their little keychains and their chapstick or antibacterial
sanitizer.
sanitizer. Marlene went home that day and made one. And a lot of people have been posting all those, and they've been making them into gift card holders. So today's project, all you need is cork. You don't even need any hardware at all. This is a simple one, and this one can be any size that you want it. So I'm going to show you a couple of these that I made, and then we'll go over the real quick basics of how to do it. And then afterwards, I will upload into the group in the files, and you can print this out. So I made these little cork trays. So all you need are 2 pieces of cork that are the same size. So I have my yellow and my aqua. I think these started out as 8.5-inch squares. You can do squares, you can do rectangles, you can make them itty bitty. You can make a medium. This one I did try with just a single piece, and I don't love it. It's too flimsy. It works, but it could be better. This is the one that I was embroidering.
Yeah. Wow.
Isn't that pretty?
Yeah.
That's
Fancy.
part of my machine. That was one of the included
Yeah.
designs, and I think I've used this like 20 times because I just love it. And I just picked 3 colors that I liked. So all you're gonna do with your cork is, I just prepped a couple of these. Again, really, you can do any size that you want. I would probably not go any smaller than a 5-inch square. That's what this little itty bitty guy was. Other than that, I don't think you'd want to go any smaller. It would be kind of a challenge. This one I think would be good for like little earrings and rings, cute little things. So you take your 2 pieces, you put them wrong sides together. This is kind of the theme of all of the things we've been making lately. And you just stitch around the edge. You can just do 1/8 of an inch like I did on here. You can do 1/8 and 1/4. You can do a decorative stitch. You can do whatever makes you happy. Any stitch that you want. Contrasting thread. This one has purple on it. Matching thread. Just like we talked about beginning of November, I think, with those little business card holders, you can use your Gutermann to glue it together first, or you can use clips to hold it, whatever you want to do. And you can also use your fabric fusion to seal your edges, which if I'm going to use any of these at home, I for sure would do that, or if I was giving them away, because I don't want them to fray. So glue is optional, but if you have it, why not use it? And I did notice that the ones that I glued together before I sewed didn't shift at all. I was much happier with them because they are a little bit bigger. And so once you get your piece done, you're going to take your ruler. And I found that between 1 inch to 1.5 inches seems to be the magic number. I would say if you're going really, really big, you might want to go bigger, but this seemed to work with all of these sizes. I just took my ruler and I measured 1.5 inches on each of the corners. And I put a pin in mine, just kind of in between the layers. You can mark it with a pen, whatever you want. And you're gonna fold it with whatever's going outside. So my multi-print will be outside. So you get this little triangle, and then you're just gonna sew down where you marked. So I found that doing it with the pins was, again, one less step. I just took it to the machine and sewed. I do recommend starting at the bottom. It just seems to shift less. I like doing it that way on the thicker part, and then I could leave my pins in until I was almost there. And I just stitched and backstitched a couple times. Do that on all 4 of your corners, and it looks like that. So I'm gonna put a few of these in my sewing area for like bobbins and little things that, you know, as you're sewing, you wanna just make sure they're not rolling off the table. And I'm gonna make probably this size for my rings. The things that I wear every day that they usually go in a jewelry box, but then I'm digging through the jewelry box. If I put them in here, I know that that's my everyday stuff. It's right there. Like we've talked, guys, Charlie, I'm sorry if you're watching. You are the hardest ones to make stuff for because most of you don't carry purses. So when it comes to the guys, you could do these in nice neutral colors or maybe a leopard print, whatever your guy likes. If, you know, they have a watch or they have their wallet or keys and you want to just make it neater on the dresser. Nuts and bolts. That's what Eric would put in here. Screws. And I wanted to also show you a couple of the ideas I had for these corners. So I like the little corners like this. I think it looks cute. If that's not satisfactory for you, you can also sew them down. That's what I did on this one. You can sew them towards each other. I kind of went around in a circle, so you can just flatten them out and just top stitch again around the top if you want to do that. You can trim them off completely, which this wasn't my favorite look, but it works because, you know, I like the little ears. This was, I don't know,
I kind of like that.
it's fine. See, Barb likes that. This one for me was fine, not my favorite, but you can just trim those little pieces off. You can also,
I like that.
this is
I
my
do too.
favorite, use rivets. So I did this, I kind of folded the corners. I took them, instead of putting them to the side, I kind of flattened them out like that.
Yep.
And then, so it looks like a little diamond shape, kind of. I don't know what that's really called. A kite? Kind of looks like a kite.
Yeah, a kite.
And then I just put the rivet, and these are our rivets. They went through all 6 layers, no problem, and used my rivet setter and made this little guy. And I think this one's going to go on my dresser.
Setter.
Is it?
Huh?
What do you do
We-
if you don't have a rivet setter?
We come here.
You, you come see me. You tell whoever needs to buy you a gift that you want a rivet
Tell
setter for
Santa.
Christmas. To ask Santa for a rivet setter. Listen, we have it, so I want to play with it now. I wanted to make sure it went through all the layers and it was good. This is just research for you guys. And it's just making them want to borrow my things, and it's fine. We have lots of fun stuff here to play with. We have the press, we have the rivet setter.
the press.
You know, Marlene loves the press. She
forgot the
she
press.
likes to
It's
play
the
with
last
that.
t-shirt
I
girl.
know. There's just so many things here to play with, and you can come play with them too if you want, if you're local.
Oh, somebody has a suggestion.
Oop.
If you use snaps, you can unsnap them and store them flat.
Who said that?
Nancy Casso.
I was gonna guess Shelly, because Shelly usually comes in with one of those quick things. Nancy, I like that idea, and you can use your rivet setter if you have the press pieces, and I have snaps at home.
There you go.
You know what I'm doing this weekend.
You're gonna make some and show
And
them
I'm gonna
next
say,
week.
hey Nancy, look what I did. Yeah, there's just so many things, and when somebody had mentioned about getting an embroidery machine and being unsure of what to do with it, this is a great little product. If you don't love the embroidery when you're done, if you're still kind of learning, who cares? It's a little basket. You put it on your sewing table and you remind yourself that you've come a long way. You remind yourself you're still learning. So there's so many things that you could do with this, you know, and I did different colors for the inside and the outside. You can do the same color. I thought something like this, like especially this size, in like a black and maybe one of the, you know, caramel, one of the real neutral ones. How nice would that be, you know, on your husband's, you know, like on his nightstand or just in your house, something kind of modern. I have a lot of grays and whites in my house. I could do these as real simple little, you know, to put the things on the coffee table, the remotes and the little things that you don't want to lose. So, and you can do them at any size you want. I just, because I know someone,
Biscuits in 'em.
dog biscuits. Someone will ask, I'm going to guess because I can't totally remember. This I think was a 5-inch square to begin with. This I know was an 8.5-inch square because that's the ruler I had at home, was one of those little squares, so I used that. This, I don't know what, oh, this one is actually rectangular, which you can probably tell more from the back. I want to say this was like 9 by 10 because I based it on the cork that I had and the embroidery design. This, I'm gonna say, was 7 by 9. So they don't, you probably lose about an inch in each direction once you do the corners. And these are all 1.5-inch corners except for this one. I did try 1.5-inch corners and it held like a Tic Tac. You couldn't put anything in there. So that's my free project for you guys.
Two other
And
ideas.
I'm gonna upload that for you, and we have more ideas. Tell me.
If you sew the tabs to the inside, then cut them and turn it right side out, then you'd have a neat outside edge.
Well, let's see what that looks like.
And somebody else said the flat ones would be great for mailing.
Well, look at that. And I could even trim these a little bit tighter.
Look at
So
that.
there. Or it's reversible.
There you go.
See?
Perfect.
Can't really reverse it that way. Whoever said that, there's your demo.
Linda Shell.
Linda, what do you think? Does that work? I think, yeah, it looks nice and neat on the outside. And then I would probably trim these down a little bit further. I trim them probably about 1/8 of an inch. But yeah, and they can be reversible. So
It could be, yeah.
there's an idea. Do we have any other ideas?
No, just that when they're flat, they'd be great for mailing.
Absolutely.
It would be perfect.
And you can fold them down.
Yeah,
You know, if you need
can
to send
squish
them. I did iron these, and you don't really have to. Once you get them off your machine, they're a little skewed sometimes, so you can just kind of finger press these edges, or you can take them to your ironing board and just iron them, or use your clapper if you want to get them a little bit more square. This one I didn't iron, so you see it gets a little bit rounded. But again, I wanted to try it with just the one layer. I don't love it. I'll use it because I made it, but it's just, it's not exciting. That's more exciting. It's just kind of,
It's boring.
it's boring. So that is another thing for you to do with all your cork scraps. And that is it. done. I did it.
She did it.
I did it. It's all done.
She
In
did
44 minutes. So,
And it's a great project, they're all saying.
yay. And I have been having fun coming up with some fun freebies for you guys. I'm going to work on a freebie video that I think some of you will be very excited about. I know Marlene and Barb will because they already saw it, and they're like, wait, what? You'll know. I'm working on it
knows?
might be something that holds something else in it. Might be something that holds something technology related. I don't know. I don't know.
You're gonna love it.
But it was one of those things that's just going to be too hard to write in a pattern because all of us have different size technology. You know what I'm saying. So I'm going to work on that soon and get these new patterns ready. One is ready. She's just waiting, but I can't let you have it yet. And the other one is getting there. So that's it. So let me know what you guys think about this. If you have any other questions, let us know. If you're watching it later, hello. And let me know how you feel about your Christmas tree. And if you guys want to start a recipe post, because I don't know about you, but I have a few things I like to share and I want some new ideas. So
I think that might be a win.
I think that will be
idea.
fun. So, you know, quick and easy. Remember, I sew, I don't cook. All right, so I think that's going to be it. We're going to wrap it up, and that's it. We'll see you next Friday in the middle of December.
Ew.
Wow.
Yes.
Bye-bye,